3, 2, 1.
Peanut Gallery Gaming.
Yeah, I want to be sailing with no pants on, just it flopping in the
I
wind.
prefer to not be nibbled on. That's their preference. But
Come and visit me, Sesame Street aliens. Yep.
Welcome to another episode of Peanut Gallery Gaming, where our opinions don't matter. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about games being revived that should have stayed dead, and games that we feel should be brought back from the dead, and potentially have an opinion on who should remake them. First, let's start off with talking about who's at the table here. As always, I'm Hotted, joined by Stinky Bandit.
G'day.
Doggy Dog.
hello.
You got Barto El Perso.
Hello.
And, as always, Uncle Blobby.
Hello and good night.
Bye. Oh, wait.
Evening.
I'm going to sleep. See you guys. Just kidding.
As long as you can talk in your sleep, we're good.
I'm all right, yeah. You always say that who's at the table, but we don't actually have a table yet.
I'm at a table. You guys are more than welcome to come to my table.
Yeah, I've done a couple over at Brian's. Stinky, we need you to fly down
Yeah.
every week.
Just every Saturday or Friday. Come on down.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap flights.
I guess company expense. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Fuck yeah.
our bank account
Can
can
you-
cover that.
Can you also bring back that jet that goes the speed of sound? Because that would get you here
Concorde?
much quicker. Yeah, the Concorde with our funding
Well,
and
if you put
monies.
a logo on the side of it, you can
Yes.
write it off as a tax write-off. So.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, fuck, you're a genius. We're getting the Concorde back in business. You hear that?
We're bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Hey, let's talk about games that were brought back from the dead that should be dead. I got a list here of a few. Get us started here. I was doing a little bit of research, and I played some of these games, but not all of the remakes. But the first one here would be Dr. Mario 64. It says here, Dr. Mario 64 was an enhanced remake of Dr. Mario, a falling block puzzle game released for the NES back in 1990.
Did anybody
old
play
game.
Dr. Mario 64?
No, well, maybe.
Not the 64 one. I played the original.
I played the original.
I played the
Nintendo
original
one?
It was like Tetris, but Dr.
Yeah,
Mario.
with pills.
Yeah,
With
like pills.
Pills,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Little and germs. Little germs in there.
Didn't you also have a mouse and you could do other little mini games on that? Or am I thinking of something different?
You're probably thinking of Mario Paint. But
Mario
Yeah,
Paint, yeah,
it came in like a bundle, I swear. But
Yeah.
it was Dr. Mario and Mario Paint. But
Anyways, the 64 version got crushed by critics, mainly condemned it for shallow gameplay and a high price tag. As we know, Nintendo always has a high price tag. And similar games could be easily found for free, like Bejeweled and those other ones.
Yeah, but you couldn't get Bejeweled on the N64.
No, but this came out in 2001. So 11 years after.
on the Nintendo 64, late. That's pretty late in development.
Yeah, super
Holy
late.
shit.
So at this point, let's bring up the fact of how long the length between the actual game and the remake. Does that have a consequence to it being staying dead, or should be brought back to life? Like,
Depends on how they bring it back.
Yeah, I think
If they bring it back as a full price game and just put a couple new colors in there, yeah, they can kind of fuck it off. You know, if they do it properly.
exactly. So that brings up the next one is Earthworm Gym. I played a lot of this growing up with was Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
also for
I
the
played it on
Sega.
Super Nintendo too, and it was probably on
the Sega,
Sega
yeah.
as well. Yeah, I never owned
Yeah.
the game, but I rented it like time and time again. For some
I got
reason,
Super Nintendo Earthworm Gym 1. I still have it. It works. I love that game.
They re-released it in 2010.
Yeah, on the Xbox, did they? In the I purchased it then too. Yeah, I played it for nostalgia reasons. It was
Earthworm Gym should have stayed dead.
No, it was fun.
Is this the remake though, or is this the Earthworm Gym 3D that they tried to do for the 64? That was apparently a terrible game.
This is Earthworm Gym HD.
You didn't like the 64, like where you got behind like the gun and really?
Basically, the critics said in this one that it was archaic. The gameplay was just too archaic and difficult for modern critics. Many for whom complained about the lack of modern consensus.
That was actually a hard game.
Yeah, they need easier video games as it kept going.
Oh, like the Earthworm Gym game, like to actually beat. Yeah, because on the Super Nintendo, you had no checkpoints. When they re-released it, they gave you levels so you could progress to beat it. What would have been really cool to know is, though, like the final boss in Earthworm Gym, one hit from your whip and she dies.
In slugs for a butt.
Yeah. So, like, fighting her was a pain if you ever made it to her, but yeah, it took forever.
Now,
I thought it was nice pre-release.
There's another one on the list would be Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Oh, a spin-off, I would call this, of Dead Rising. Oh, you guys
that was almost a paid-for demo. That came out before Dead Rising 2, I'm pretty sure, and your progress carried over. Because I can remember playing that.
I only played Dead Rising 1.
Off the record, no. I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, there was a Dead Rising 2 that I was thinking of. I think Off the Record is just Dead Rising 2, but you played as Frank West instead of the other guy. Yeah.
He plays Frank West. The other one was Keep Swinging or something like that?
Case Zero, maybe?
Oh, Chop Till You Drop. Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. That was another one that was re-brought up. Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. So clearly Capcom doesn't have the greatest track record when it comes to Dead Rising remakes. Chop Till You Drop was a remake of the original released for the Wii. I'm guessing you had to use the Wii remote and you chop till your arm fell off. Or through the controller through the screen.
It would be about 10 minutes if you were playing Dead Rising.
Let's see here. What else do we got here on the list of worst? Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded. Development of this remake was crowd-funded. Kickstarter, and it was released in 2013 after raising $650,000. Unfortunately, it was fiercely criticized, with many noting that it never delivered and to be remade. It never been to. Sorry, shit in my mouth. Never deserved to be remade in the place. Can't help it. Do you think I make money for these podcasts?
We thank you.
So basically, a lot of people said it should never have been remade. And it's because it was based in the 80s, and I guess that didn't hold up to today's standards.
It probably didn't, yeah. I don't know if any of you ever played the original Leisure Suit Larrys, but they were like back in the MS-DOS computer game era. And the graphics were super simple, and you could like move the character left and right and whatever. And then you had to type in certain things like open door or like pick up key or
it's very rudimentary.
It was a different style of playing a game back in 1980.
It's almost the point and click type Monkey Island sort of style.
Yeah, almost, yeah. And like to try to recreate that in 2011 or whatever, that's asking a lot. It's kind of like the World of Warcraft thing where you had the first experience 20 years ago, and it's not going to be the same again. Like I think that's probably part of the reason why it flopped. But
a lot of people, especially if it's crowdfunded, they really think that people really want it back. It's only a select few of people, right?
Yeah, and those people,
they're all dirty, greasy old men.
Yeah. Myself included.
How dare you talk about Haunted like that?
But I can actually think back to playing the old Leisure Suit Larry, and like this is back in the era when there was no such thing as piracy protection for games. So how they'd actually get around that is they'd say, "Oh, go to your instruction manual and go to page 4 and line 5, word 3 or whatever," and then type in that word. Yeah. So if you ever got a copy. Yeah. So if you ever got a copy of that off your friend, you'd also need a photocopied version of the manual so you could input those little stupid codes that they'd ask you for.
It's crazy that you had to go through all that. There's a game that I played the crap out of and I quite enjoyed. They remade it. Is the Deadpool game. So Bardo and I played a lot of this. Enjoyed it, but after the movie was released, the first Deadpool, they remade it for the Xbox One. Originally came out for the 360, PS3, and PC. Then they brought it out for the Xbox One and put a price tag on it as if it was, brand new. And the storyline had nothing to do with the movie, and it was just such a letdown for people that just seen the movie and it was like, oh, there's a Deadpool game. I remember it was sold out. You couldn't find it anywhere. Whenever you went to EB Games or such, people were trying to find it. And you couldn't.
Yeah, so what was so good game, about the first one?
It was just quirky, fun, just there's a lot of one-liners in there because how sarcastic he was, and it was just I just shot you with my favorite bullet. You better not lose it, kind of humor, right? So.
Like kill animations, if you like, especially if you
there was
snuck up and did like a stealth kill. I guess you call it a stealth kill, right? Or a final combat, like command of buttons.
There's a lot of ingredients that made it a fun game, but it should never have been republished.
Yeah, okay.
Or remastered or anything. It should have stayed
not
dead.
At full price. I mean,
not at full price.
The remaster came out only about 2 years after the first one, so that wasn't too big of a...
Not a huge gap, but it only relaunched because of the movie, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Them being greedy.
Did they make money, though?
Probably.
Wow.
Well, they succeeded.
Well, all they would have done is just had to run it through a color filter and then slap a new box on it, and then there you go. There's a new game, if that's all they did. Because it wouldn't have been that old. It wouldn't have been, outdated.
No. But that brings up a kind of a point, like most of these remasters, maybe at the root of it, they are just like a money grab. Like, why else do you bring out Dr. Mario fucking 20 years later? Besides, you already have this game content, this engine, this gameplay mechanics, and it's like, oh, we can sell it again for $60 a copy and maybe sell 100,000 copies of it.
I don't think that's a game that's good about GTA. That's been 360, Xbox One. They're bringing out a new Xbox Series X version. It's on the PC.
That's true. Grand Theft Auto 5 is 30 years old, and it's been out on every console that we can remember.
I think it's time for a new Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. I think that you and everybody else thinks that, too.
Just do it right. Do it good.
Mm-hmm. Well, they mostly rely now on free to buy
price if I think, I might buy that. Yeah, don't fucking charge me full price for it, though. But they will.
I've already bought it 3 times.
Yep.
Yep.
That's true. I bought it twice. Once for PlayStation and once for Xbox. And, yeah.
Well, there is a PlayStation 5 and Series X version of that game coming out, too, and I don't see how they're going to do to it.
Charging. I don't get it either.
You can transfer your account over, or are they going to make you repurchase the game, you figure?
No, it's
a new purchase. Yeah, your character will be the same, but you'll have to repurchase it.
Even if you put the game disc in, if you have an Xbox One version and you throw it in
I just be playing the Xbox One version. So
but
this thing is going ray tracing and super fancy,
Series X.
Something, yeah.
But it should be able to like trace that you have it, and then you could just download the new graphics one and play it because you already have it. It's like, hey, I got the game.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, let me have access
how most games
to
work.
They want an extra $60. So
Oh no, that's robbery.
Let's bring up Diablo 2 because I know that one's burning on everybody's mind. About we talked about it on last podcast for a bit, but remaking that one too, I think that should stay dead as well. Like,
well, I never played the original Diablo.
Finish fucking Diablo 4.
Yeah, I've never played Diablo 1 or 2, so... But this one's actually got like a new, just like, I don't know, Halo Master Chief Collection, like where they put that new total graphic spin on it. You could switch between the old graphic styles. So to me, it's interesting just because I've never played Diablo 1 and 2. So.
You mean like a remastered?
They're remastering it.
Oh, okay.
And then they're going to charge full price again, which I think it could maybe it'll captivate people that haven't played it. Like Stinky said, he might be interested in playing it, right? Hey, it's going to be better graphics, but what about the people that have already played the shit out of it that, I want something new.
yeah, and what like Hoagie just said, like, what about Diablo 4? Like, Diablo 3 has been out for 10 years now. So why are you giving me Diablo 2 again? And that's 20 years old, and I want a new Diablo game. Like,
Exactly.
This is basically their Kickstarter, I guess. You spend a couple of dollars throwing a new graphics filter on it, and then charge it again, and then that's just a way for them to get money in the door, actually.
yeah, but I don't think Activision Blizzard has any shortage of like money.
No, but they're still greedy.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
That's what it is.
Can't deny that.
Diablo 2 came out June 29, 2000. So that's 21 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, it's old enough to drink.
Exactly. So leave it there. It's going to do fine. Just leave it.
Yeah, you
That's
might
the new
get
game.
some people who haven't played it and some people who want to play it again. You'll get all that, and it'll be great. But it's never going to be the same as like Diablo 2 was. It's going to... I don't think.
Diablo. Why play Diablo 2 when you can play Diablo 3?
And Diablo 3 is way better.
Yeah, why play Diablo 2 Remaster when you can play Diablo 3 or original Diablo 2? Or another
Path of Exile for free.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly.
And I'm almost willing to bet that Diablo 2 Remaster is going to cost more than Diablo 2 Original ever did. Like, it'll be like $80. Diablo 2 Original was like $30 when it came out.
And you can't just like drop a badass trailer for Diablo 4 and then, all right, well, here's Diablo 2 Remastered.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on. I want Diablo 4.
Give me new. Not new old. Okay, so does anybody have off the top of their head any games they played that they know of that got remastered, should have stayed dead, that was not on what I talked about, the list?
Yeah, I do now. Now that you just brought up Diablo 2, I think that when they re-released World of Warcraft Classic, that's about how I felt. I was like, why are you giving me the game that I played 15 years ago again for full price again with a new subscription cost again? Like, why do I want to play that again? And a lot of people did, but it just wasn't for me. Like, I feel like it could have just stayed back there.
The past could have stayed dead.
Yeah. And I get the idea of trying to relive that experience, but for me, it just, it wasn't.
Same with Warcraft 3. Like, like not World of Warcraft, but Warcraft 3. That I never played the remake, but that got like slaughtered. They said they just took so much shit out of it, and it was just And they even turned off the old original servers, so if you wanted to play it online, you had to get the new
one. Yeah. And then how many people bought that and then wanted refunds because it was like a disappointment?
Yep.
There was one game, Zelda's Majora's Mask. I played a lot of that and really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed those Zelda games. But apparently that was on the N64. Apparently they remade it for the 3DS. And apparently the graphics were just even worse than the N64 was. But why remake a game? No, did the 3DS have more horsepower than the N64? Or are they about par? I have to look that up. No? It almost seemed like they made a worse version of it for the 3DS. And it just got so much hate too. Like, why are you playing a game that has worse graphics when I can just plug in my N64, don't fire up the Zelda Majora's Mask and play it on that? Yes, it's not portable, but like that is another thing we could bring up is games that are being remade that are worse than the original. Graphics wise, at least. Or they're bringing back games and they're stripping content from it and then wanting you to purchase that content.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's your favorite game again, and now here's all your favorite parts as downloadable content that costs you $15 extra.
It's like EA getting a hold of anything. So, anybody else got anything they want to games that were played that came back to life that they hated? I got one here that kind of opposite, a game that was brought back from the dead that I enjoyed, at least. RuneScape. Played a lot of it as a kid, growing up. And then it started getting stopped before it kind of mutated into, like super graphics enhancements, and I wouldn't say it's super enhanced graphics, but different from the original classic. And then they brought the classic back, but it was free. You could choose between classic or the other one. So you did have to restart your character, though. That's the only thing that I didn't like. But it kind of gave me the nostalgia of it as a kid. And I'd have both accounts. Like if one didn't get deleted, just had to restart on the classic one. Got to keep my gamer tag and everything, but
some games have been remade properly though. Like games that I can think of off the top of my head is Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. When they remade that was fucking way better than the PlayStation version. That was really good. Yeah, and another game that I played a hell of a lot of. Fighting game again, but Street Fighter 2 HD remix. That was good because it was like Street Fighter 2, but all the animations and all the characters and stuff were all like hand drawn. You know, then they just pasted all the hand drawn images together. So there was basically none of the old school. It was all hand drawn like anime type artwork, and it looks that game's good.
Okay. Here's one: Metroid Prime Mission Zero or Zero Mission. That's a really good remake. It was a remake of the OG Metroid Prime, released on Game Boy and Game Boy Advance in 2004. It featured brand new items, mini bosses, and whatnot. So kudos to them to make a better game.
Halo Master Chief, the original Halo, when they remade that, I thought they did that pretty well.
They've done a bunch of the Halos though really well. Just redoing the graphics.
But number one, especially, you can go between the old and the new. You can just have a look at the difference. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
In mid-game, too. You definitely need to use the old one for some hitboxes, because, like, some of the new graphics are sharper, but the hitbox is still there. They've just shrunk it, and you can see through it.
Is that for the characters or, like, the scenery?
Kind of scenery. Like a rock, if you switch, you'll see that maybe it's smaller, or a doorway, or a tree. And the hitbox on the second one, you don't think you'd be shooting something, but when you switch back in graphics, you realize you actually are shooting something because it's a little bit larger in the first one.
Okay, because you can switch back and forth between the two graphics.
Yeah, like mid-game.
Yeah,
like you can throw a grenade and go boop, 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 boop. Watch it change back and forth.
Okay, let's start bringing up games we want to see come back from the dead. Be remade. On Age of Empires?
Yeah,
I think
Age
that
of
is
Empires.
being remastered.
There's a new one coming out. Age of Empires 2 recently had a remaster, but I think they're working on like Age of Empires 4. I think.
I've seen a lot of ads for that lately. Come play. Maybe it's that you can download it on your phone now that it's.
Yeah, it's probably what it is.
The phones have become so advanced that they can play Age of Empires because it's not that.
No, you can buy
of a game.
Age of Empires 4 right now for $80. It's supposed to be released October 28th of this year.
Oh shit! So that's brand new.
That's going to be
future new.
Yeah, that game is going to be the real thing because anything you can download on your phone is not the real Age of Empires. It's like a cheap knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Could potentially be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They turned it into just microtransaction games.
This
is
just
stole the name of a legendary game.
Brand new, legit Age of Empires.
What's it going to be for? Do you know? Is it just PC? What's the game going to be for? Just PC?
I only see it on PC because I'm on PC, but it's published by Xbox Game Studios, so it might be on Xbox as well.
Oh, that would be fucking... Please put on Game Pass.
It'll probably be on Game Pass with PC. I don't know if it'll come to console just due to the control layout.
Yeah, I don't get how you play that without a mouse. For me,
but I can hook up a keyboard to my Xbox. Can I not?
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
So I'll hook up. I'll hook up
but you
a keyboard.
Pay a lot of money for one that's compatible.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I love that game. That was a good game as a kid. I'd be playing nostalgia.
Yeah, I played Age of Empires 2 a lot as well.
Those are good PC games.
Stinky, I know you had a game that you wanted to be brought back from the dead and remade.
Yeah, not so much just like an old school reskin color. I want to see a proper full remake of this game. But Castlevania, made by the same people who do Dark Souls. Because they do like crazy demons and gothic like architecture and castles, and like if they could put the Castlevania storyline to that would be great.
Would be pretty good. Just like the original.
Their games are kind of fucking almost Castlevania like anyway, just with the architecture and demons and gargoyles and whatever else that you fight. Yeah.
That would be a whole change. That would be a game changer for sure. Any other games you guys want to see brought back from the dead?
Heavenly Sword.
Heavenly Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
It was really good back when it came out on PlayStation 3, maybe 2. Pretty sure it was 3. And they left it off on a good point so they could come out with a part 2 where they could remaster it and make it badass. That game was fun. It was a good game. It kind of flew under the radar too.
I also want the original Red Alert Command and Conquer to come out for the PC back in, what was that, 95? Maybe a little later?
Remade, remastered, better graphics.
But the same game. I just want to play the same game. Because now the consoles, or our PCs today, could handle my army of 4,000 mammoth tanks that I sat there for a day building. So I could walk through and ransack the enemy's base.
There is a remastered version of Command and Conquer and Red Alert on Steam for the PC.
Is there really?
There is.
It makes me want to get a PC just for that.
There you go.
If you have the EA Play subscription shit, you get it for free. You get it for free.
You would have to sign into
on
a
Xbox.
PC.
I don't know if it carries over to PC though.
Yeah, well, for me, it's on PC, but
There's something to look into.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's out there. There is a version of what you're talking about.
Which makes me feel super happy.
A game I want to see remastered. I know it's not super old, but Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think they could do a way better job now with the technology and It's already good for what it is. Now they can make it better.
What do you want from it, though?
Graphics, I'm sure you could get way better battles now.
Nudity.
You do way more. Yeah, nudity.
Nudity, yep. Graphics and nudity. That's about all.
All the nudity.
Put in some of those Leisure Suit Larry things.
Yeah, I want to be sailing with no pants on, just it flopping in the wind.
Shanties about it.
Yeah. It would be like my compass.
Came out in 2013, so it's what 8-year-old game now.
And I think that was pretty much a launch title for the Xbox One.
Yeah, pretty damn close. Definitely, we could do better now, which is exciting. Oh, I want that to happen. There's one game I really enjoyed. Okay, let's take a minute to hear a word from our sponsor. Okay, so another topic I want to bring up, talking about PC here and Steam. We talked about it for a bit altogether, but the Steam Deck that's coming out, new handheld console,
The Switch killer.
The Switch killer. The Steam Deck's coming out. There's 3 different versions you can buy. I remember correct, the first one's about $400. It goes up from there to about $1,000.
Yeah, the top one's close to $1,000, I think.
So pretty much what this thing does is it's a PC in your hand, and you can play your whole Steam library. This little handheld console.
And it's going to be able to run the games at like efficiency?
Absolutely.
That's the theory, yeah.
That's a powerful little handheld item.
It is, yeah. There's a couple questions I have. Number one is battery life. If I'm running,
Elon Musk makes the battery for it.
Game like Escape from Tarkov.
How hot is that going to get?
Yeah, sure.
How hot is that unit going to get in your hands? Is it going to burst into flames like Samsung phones on an airplane?
Well, no, straight out of the box, that thing's supposed to run on a operating system that your PC guys might know about. I think it's called Linux.
It is Linux. Yep.
Yeah. So, and apparently a lot of games that have certain anti-cheat, aren't compatible with Linux. So unless you actually do like a full reboot on it and then you figure out how to put Windows on there, don't accidentally turn it into a Steam Brick instead of a Steam Deck.
Yeah, that's
then you can really run it. But
and to begin with, probably 80% of games are not Linux compatible. Most games are just Windows compatible. But apparently this Steam Deck has a compatibility layer installed on top of it called Proton or something that allows it to run Windows as if it was Windows games, That's what my buddy said anyway. I don't know how true that is, but that was one of the questions I had. Like, if I'm buying this $1,000 handheld, but I can only play Linux games on it, then suddenly 80% of my Steam library is useless. So I think they've engineered a way around that. It's
just all the anti-cheat things that still might come apart on you if you wanted to play.
I don't know.
And because that's why apparently that's why Destiny 2 and PUBG and things like that, they've said that they won't work out of the box on it just due to the anti-cheat.
That could be true. I don't know.
Now the only thing compared to your computer is it's not going to be keyboard and mouse. I know you can hook it up to a monitor. I'm not sure if you can use it as a PC and hook up a keyboard and mouse to it.
I heard you can.
I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
So
then what's the point? Why don't you just have a PC? If you got to have a fucking laptop, monitor and a fucking keyboard and a mouse.
I could be out of the cabin right now playing that versus a Switch.
Yeah.
I'd have to take my whole setup out with me. If I wanted to go somewhere, I could just play.
Plug and go.
There. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, it's handy because, if you're not always at home or maybe you're someone who travels even for, work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
there's the convenience there.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if
I
it
know.
runs,
I know
here
these
first.
the joysticks. The joysticks are next level because, like your phone, it will know when your fingers are touching them, compared when you're rubbing it around in your pocket or whatever. So it kind of has smart feedback and smart joysticks on it, which is
I
kind
hope
of
there's
cool.
a case, to be honest with you.
So here I'm looking at the prices. Canadian.
The little Switch case it comes with, because you pack your shit in there, and it's not that big. I don't think I'd want to put my screen in a pocket anyways, just in case I were to scratch it on something.
Well, your first one here comes with a carrying case, and it's $500. The second one comes with faster storage, so it comes with an SSD card and so the first one's 64 gigs. The second one's 256 gigs, comes and it's $659. It's faster storage, carrying case, and exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle. And the 512 gigabyte is $820, which is even faster storage, premium anti-glare etched glass, exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle, and exclusive virtual keyboard theme.
Can you not just buy your own storage, though?
512 gig. Yeah, I think you can put an SSD in it, but even 512 gig out of the box, that's not a great deal.
Not for $820.
No, but you're paying for the hardware that runs it, because it's like having a medium level gaming PC in your pocket with a fucking screen built in.
And obviously you can hook to Wi-Fi. So online.
I would hope so, yeah.
I was hoping it to perform well, like you could have a good strong connection still with it. You wouldn't kind of chug back from if you were playing against, say your buddies are at home playing on the PC and you're out somewhere. Hopefully it's able to keep up with.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be. Yeah, it's hard to say if the Wi-Fi connection is that good, if it's comparable to a landline internet. Hopefully, right?
No, you can hardwire it.
Well, you can, but then you're not so
sweet.
portable again.
And so
you can piggyback it off your phone.
Underneath your joysticks, it has little, when you have a laptop and you got a little tiny mouse thing that you can walk around with your finger, move the little mouse on the screen, the cursor.
Yeah.
It's got two of those. One for the right hand, one for the left hand. So
it's the same sort of control setup that they tried when they were trying to do a control pad a while back that had that sort of looking shit on there. I've never used it though, but
didn't they have that for PlayStation?
Steam. I know Steam tried to bring out their own control pad a while back, and it didn't have joysticks or anything like that.
It
had
no
two
buttons
of those
that had those touchpads. Yeah. And then it disappeared. It fucking died.
That's not bad. Would I buy one? No, because I have, a computer and a Switch and an Xbox. I don't really need something new. Maybe for someone that doesn't have a computer.
Yeah, like me. That sounds perfect for someone like me. I could join you and play games, but I don't need to invest as much money into a setup.
Sure,
Does that make sense?
I think
if I ever thought I was going to go and get one of those, I would more look at the expensive one. What sort of gaming laptop can I get for that same price? But obviously it's not as portable because it's a laptop. But at least you can change parts in and out, do this, open it up, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that change in
It's
parts
certainly
is
not
a
as
legit
portable.
point. I don't think that this Steam Deck is going to allow for any upgrades. 2 or 3 years down the road, it's probably going to be the Steam Deck 2 is out, just like the iPhone 2 came out. You're going to have to buy a whole new one if you want.
For faster memory, or this game comes out only available on Steam Deck 2, where a computer, I just got to go out and buy another, couple gigs of RAM, and away I go, right?
I do think one of the good selling features is if you're a guy like me, I guess, and you already have 60 games in your Steam library, Well, now you buy that thing, you can play them all mobile. You don't have to buy the games again. You can just take them with you. Whereas if you only have one game in your Steam library, well, now you still got to buy a bunch more games if you want to play them mobile. But if I already own 60 games, suddenly I can play them at home or I can play them on the road with no extra purchases, kind of.
This is where I buy one, and you hook me up on your Steam account, and then I'll send you money to buy the games I want to play.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then I can play the games on my home system, and you can play them on the mobile.
Yeah. So that you get the win, I'll purchase some extra games you never would have had, and I get to play Red Alert. the only game.
On those dodgy sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. If the controller is comfortable, I mean, it wouldn't be bad. The Switch is fucking painful. I'm not a fan unless you take the Joy-Cons and make them into a controller.
Fucking Switch hurt my hands. It gave me cramps and shit. So I don't know about holding this thing. Like maybe the form factor is good, but it's probably kind of heavy. Like if it's going to be a whole ass computer inside of a Game Boy, it's probably kind of heavy.
Yeah, but your whole ass, your phone's a computer.
It is, but my phone doesn't play Fallout 4.
That's true, and it doesn't have joysticks and other
stuff. Game Pass, it will.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You can't deny that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shots fired.
That version, it doesn't play it on the phone. It like streams it from my.
Stream it. Yeah. So that all comes to and then technically, I've never even used that Xbox game streaming, but then even your single player games can technically have lag, which is kind of shit.
You can hook up a controller, can't you, to your phone? Like if it's just got the.
Yeah, you probably can. Yeah, if it's got a USB plug or something, or even like by Bluetooth if you have a Bluetooth controller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Watching a video of a guy playing on the Steam Deck and playing Fallen Order.
If 5G ever comes out, we shouldn't have any issue playing games together. It should be like immediate, forever, no lag. Like I was sitting next to you, I was on your lap. We were playing. That's what I expect 5G to be like.
Oh, Steam Deck? Yeah, I'm interested to see what this thing's going to do. That is my opinion. I'm ready to see Nintendo get crushed by another party.
I'm interested to look at it, but I don't play Game Boys a lot. Like I have bad eyesight, so I don't play Game Boys or fucking phone games even. So I personally wouldn't buy it, but I am interested to see how it goes.
I am too. I don't think it's going to crush the Switch for one reason alone, and that's because Nintendo has all their proprietary titles that don't come out on PC or Steam. Like, you're not going to get Mario on the fucking Steam Deck.
No.
And a lot of people are buying Switches because of Mario.
Animal Crossing.
And whatever else. Yeah, Animal Crossing, fucking games that are, they're Nintendo games. You don't get them anywhere but on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
One interesting side thing that I did see about that Steam Deck, not so much about that, but like, you know how people, let's go and, like how they get their bots, they go and buy 15 units and then resell them on eBay and all that sort of crap. eBay actually put up a thing saying that, because it's not even out yet. And if you're trying to sell a Steam Deck on eBay, they cancel that sale. Like, they just take it off the market, so you can't go and scalp it,
Yeah,
so that's
they should do that with more shit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. Because it stops people with all their bots and stuff going and buying 15 units and keep one for themselves and then selling them at triple price. Yeah. There's nothing else on the market.
What about you, Hoagie? What do you think about the Steam Deck? Do you think it's going to be the next big thing? Or?
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? Because you never know until... Like, everybody thought the PSP was the next big thing. Because it was portable handheld gaming, and that was the shit. And then everything moved more towards online gaming, and you had to have internet and stuff like that. So the PSP kind of fell off.
So what if
now they're
are you gonna have to be hardwired for?
Depends on what type of games you can play on.
Exactly.
Like if I can play,
so then you're tethered.
what's a Steam game here? Let me look at my Steam library because I've been playing Tarkov too much.
Fucking 7 Days to Die.
7 Days
Well,
to
that's
Die,
not like a really demanding
No,
FPS first-person
fair.
shooter game that you can get on Steam. I'm trying to think of one
that's
that's
Destiny.
like a
too.
multiplayer one. Okay, sure.
too.
Say you're trying to play Destiny on that. Would you want to be hardwired or would you want to be at McDonald's Wi-Fi? Because you're portable.
Definitely hardwired.
I paid for decent Wi-Fi if I can afford a little expensive handheld console.
Yeah, but I think we're talking about more of you're out on the road.
Mobility.
You're out on the road and you just
that's
want
super
fair.
fair.
Yeah, it's cool, but I can also get a laptop that's 10 times more powerful. I have one.
Exactly.
It has a better CPU and GPU than my current game.
Put Ark on that little Steam Deck and pimp the shit out of your map and just build like 40,000 buildings like we used to do on the old times, and then see how it runs it. You know, or
right.
Good chugs, yeah.
It's one of those things you won't know until you get your hands on it.
Good fucking pterodactyl movement speed 4,000.
Like, have they released any like tech related info on it? Like, okay, it has this kind of processor or something like that?
But it all goes over my head. I don't really understand.
The same here. It goes over my head too. But I've seen my buddy post some reviews
because I haven't seen it, but I haven't really researched it either. And like, it depends. Because I mean, technology is great, but you're still going to be limited. It's not going to be like you're gaming at home with your hardwired computer with your big 32-inch monitor or something like that, your mouse and your keyboard.
No.
You're going to be on the road. So you're going to have a little bit of a disadvantage in certain games.
Especially if they're online.
Plug an Oculus Rift into it. See how it goes.
What's that one that used to break games that was supposed to be the scary game, Fear? Remember when that game came out, people were you have the top of the line computer.
That, it was Crisis.
Test that out. Hey guys, well I think that takes us to our next episode, or not next episode, but next segment. It's time for Audit's Theoretical Questions of the Week. Where we like to reach out to our Twitter and Facebook fans and ask them a question of theoreticalness and read their comments. And I'd like to ask these guys here too. This week's question is, if you were chosen to be the first person to communicate with aliens, what would you want to do and what type of aliens would they be? Oh, Stinky, do you want to kick us off with what aliens you want to see and what you would do with them?
Well, sure. Like, it depends. Like, if I just got to go on, if there's only just one species of alien, or if I can just choose a couple of aliens, hang out with them dudes to go and have beers and stuff, you know? If it's only just one particular species and that's it, I want those Sesame Street aliens, you know? Yup. No. Want those guys. Phone. Yeah, those guys would be awesome to sit down and drink beers with. I reckon that would just be hilarious. But if I can throw a couple of other aliens in the mix, and then we all just have a bit of an alien party. I'd love to hang out with Zoidberg. Futurama, I think he'd be pretty cool. Rocket Raccoon, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters. He's pretty cool. And even throw the Biker Mice from Mars in there, because those dudes would be pretty sick to hang out with. You know?
Bar fights, and they're trying to fight you, and you just step on them.
Yeah, and then in the background is yup. Nope. Yeah.
That's, you know what? That sounds like fun.
You pretty much covered all the fucking alien types there.
All the cool ones, yeah.
I guess that'll do it for this episode.
Those Sesame Street aliens are pretty fun to hang out with. Well, I'm not going to say, Xenomorph. I'm going to go and have a beer with a Xenomorph, because I guarantee you that's not going to end well. Like,
no.
Either it's going to have a Stinky busting out of its chest, or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Poor Xenomorph.
I say they can't kill you. You just get to meet them though in that sense.
I still don't want to meet that thing.
You're like, well, you could ask it, like, why? Why do you just kill? What? Explain. Answer that question.
I had that
A little
right?
weird tongue mouth thing comes out, and that's how he
yeah.
drinks his beer.
The xenomorph
It
just killed because it was like a virus type thing that just wanted to spread, right? So it didn't so much kill you as it implanted a fucking baby in whatever it could in order to.
So that species could grow.
Yeah.
Fruit hospitals in this area, and
they come out as like Spaceballs, you know. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl. You know, like I don't know if you can think about what I'm talking about here, but
Spaceballs.
Yeah. Doing his little dance. Yeah, I want that. No, those Sesame Street aliens, I think, would be my pick if I can only choose one.
There's only one guy who dare give me raspberry jam. Movie. Okay, so Hoggy Dog, do you want to go next? You have
well, my answer is going to be obvious. I would want to do with the aliens. I definitely want to go for a ride in a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who wouldn't? Right? That'd be cool.
That'd be dope. Until they started sticking stuff in your asshole.
Preference on what type?
I bought my own anal probe. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll just walk in with my butt plug, like, "Hey, what's up? Y'all ready?"
Creeping them out.
Prepared.
For creeping them out.
Oh, you mean the probe is only that big? Are you sure?
These are amateur hours over here, you know.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Take me back.
Yeah, I'm done. I want off the spaceship. Y'all are disappointed.
Okay, so
why little aliens come out going probe?
I wouldn't really have a preference what type, as long as they didn't, try to nibble on me. I guess I'd be okay.
You don't want them eating it?
I'd prefer to not be nibbled on. That's the preference, but it just depends. I guess.
No nibblers.
No. Okay. One's not bad. No nibblers allowed. How about you, Bardo? I already know where this is going. Carry on.
Me? I don't know. Like, am I only meeting one?
Race of alien.
Because, like, if Stinky gets to kind of choose a bit, I definitely would choose, like, the cast of, like, a Star Trek, going around how they met aliens, but, go to the fucking cool planets they found. But, for just one, for some reason, I actually think it's going to be like, did you guys watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Years, but yeah.
No, but yeah, I read the book.
Oh, it's been forever, but yes.
There's the guy, and he's the traveler, and he's the one that, like, just kind of hops from planet to planet, joins people on spaceships, and just kind of, like, cruises the galaxy.
Hangs out.
Yeah, I wanna go hang out with that guy, because we could just go everywhere.
Sounds like a loiterer.
Yeah, for sure. He just freeloads on other planets, freeloads on, like, spaceships. He's like, we'll just hang out here until we check this planet out.
Are you going to finish that plate of food over there? Yeah.
Yeah. What do we do on this planet?
That's pretty cool. So you'd be kind of like an ambassador going to different planets, and
as long as it was, like, safe, though. Yeah, like, if it was like the universe was all happy, go hang out with him, and he could just take me to all, like, these crazy cool places.
So you're saying you wouldn't want to see, like, the bugs from space from Starship Trooper?
No, absolutely not. I would not want to see those things.
Can I change my answer? I want to see those. I want to be in that movie. Like, come on now. That's like one of my cult favorites. I have the entire collector's edition, like, DVD set and everything else. I even have a collector's edition action figure of one of the mechs in one of the movies.
A classic.
I want to change my answer so bad now.
Was it the second movie where they're held up in that station?
Yeah, that was the ones that were taking over their brains. That's when you learned they had, like, telepathic powers. Like, the bugs weren't just smart; they were intellectuals, and they could communicate to one another with, like, proper conversations. And they were actually infiltrating our base back home. If you remember, like, the side story in that one, they were, even though we captured one of their head leaders, we didn't know it was. It also had telepathy or could be a telepath. and it like manipulated the. Was he like a general or one of the?
Yeah, he was the general, I believe.
Yeah, it was a little weird compared to Spaceship Troopers, obviously, but that's a hard one to come up, make a good sequel.
Yeah, they released an animated movie not too long ago of Starship Troopers style.
Third one was good,
and it was all right. I watched it. It was okay, but nothing beats the first one. The first one was like the best.
Okay.
It always will.
Cool, Blobby. What about you?
Hey, mine's a simple one. Whatever alien I want to meet, it's the plain, regular gray alien that everybody's
the Roswell alien. Yeah.
Everybody's seen in their fucking minds and heard of in the news and blah blah blah. Don't know if they're real or fake or made up or in movies and whatever.
Like Roger from American Dad.
Yes.
Yeah. Less animated,
So like Paul
with a big head, big black eyeballs.
Poke him in those big eyes. Yeah.
Really?
What do you expect him to be like? Like, what are you hoping he is then?
He's gonna have smooth skin. Tell you that.
He puts the lotion on.
Light up the finger like E.T. But so what I want to do with that alien then is ask them why they haven't made themselves obvious. Like, why is it such a mystery if they exist or not? Or like, why are all these UFO reports impossible?
Because look at them, they're white and pasty. They're tan like a motherfucker. Well, they're not.
Yeah, it's just like Jeff Bezos flying around in a rocket. We're like, fuck, that's an alien.
They don't get tan. Like they just instantly get sunburned.
You don't understand. There's thousands of people reporting UFO sightings.
Was anything
daily or
released? Do you remember? Remember how the American government, the Parliament was going to release information on like June 1st?
Yeah, they released this thing.
Yeah,
they released this thing that said, "Hey, we have these reports, and we need more money to look into it." That was basically what they said.
Grab?
So
they happen, but we know nothing.
I want to ask the gray alien why they don't, make their presence obvious. Or why is it such a mystery if you exist or not? If you're real, make it obvious that you're real. Why does everybody have this question? And that too, yeah, maybe if we hit it off. Why does everybody have this question of it's like, is it a real thing or is it just make believe? Why is it such an unknown uncertainty?
It's also the same rules that they do in Mass Effect. The aliens don't show that they're real until we make contact first, and therefore they don't come down here and just advance our technology forwards by 1,000 years. We got to get to them, and then hey, here you go, introduce themselves.
Well, that might be it. Yeah, I don't know. But if I was about to meet an alien, that's who I would meet, and that's what I would ask him. Like, why have you been fucking around for so long in my sky?
Yeah.
Like, just come around and fucking show yourself and get it over with.
My prostate, yeah.
Yeah, let's get to the bar. I'll buy you some shots. We'll Uber it back to my place.
Make some crop circles.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna
like their calling cards. Like, thanks for having a good time last night. Call me at this address.
That's gonna be awesome because the aliens I want to see, it's Futurama, Death by Snoo Snoo, the Amazon.
Yeah.
Someone had to do it.
Coming.
Someone had to do it, and I had to take it. So the aliens that I want to first meet could be the gigantic Amazon women of the planet. Can't remember their planet name. But it'd be from the Futurama series. They're just a breed. And pretty much their punishment is to murder you by
Snoo,
yeah. Broken pelvic bone.
Yeah. Even those skeletons were like smiling. I swear one had like a cigarette out of its mouth with like a cast on its like pelvic region. Just
That's by Snoo, and just hang out there for a bit. And they should, obviously have to fly through space to get there. So, anybody else want to add anything in?
I was expecting somebody to say Marvin the Martian. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just gonna kill you.
He would murder you. Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
What about that big abominable guy that was it Bugs Bunny? No, he petted him. Oh, that was abominable. That wasn't an alien.
Yeah. No.
All right. That, guys, will good for another episode of Peanut Gallery Gaming, where our opinions don't matter, but your guys' do. So reach out to us on our Twitter and Facebook page, and comment and let us know what you want to hear or topics on the next episode. We're definitely open to listening, and some good feedback would be good. So until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good night.
Later.
Come and visit me, Sesame Street aliens. Yep.